And welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 Pan American Open Snooker Championship here live in Sacramento, California at the Arian Snooker Club. Got an all-Brazilian match here with Fabinho taking on Gabriel. Let's see if you're following on cloudsnooker.com. Cloudsnooker.com. It's a great source for all information. I'd be curious about, I thought these round robin matches were best of 5, and this looks like a best of 7, as you can see on the scoreline on the bottom. Well, a gentleman has pulled out of this group, so hence with only 3 competitors, tournament director Kevin Patrick has made these matches best of 7. So David Burney is in the booth. Happy that you're all tuning in. If you have any comments or questions, voice your support for either player. The chat is open, active, and alive. This is just the first frame. It's been a little knocked back and forth. It's the first match of the day, early mornings. Sometimes a little bit to kickstart the form. But Fabinho go all the way into the semifinals of the senior side that concluded yesterday. So he's rather fresh, where Gabriel, just not a senior yet, but did come up with the Brazilian posse. It was a great group, a lot of them. So just might see an advantage maybe towards Fabinho. He's more accustomed to the tables, accustomed as well to be on the TV table as he was on the semifinal yesterday against the runner-up of the senior side, Noel. And just once Fabinho gets going, he's just so impressive. Looks like a good chance for a frame-winning clearance. Fabinho broke down on that black, and just rattled in the jaws there for Gabriel. Gifted a great opportunity, but just trying to see if there is the pathway there. Doesn't look like it's there for Fabinho. Gabriel has an opportunity. Tough shot, that cue ball. Tight on the right cushion. And his bridge hand's just going to be, as you can see, a little awkward on that rail. This might not be good. How was he fortunate enough? That red was getting close to knocking that red in there. And there's just a whisper of a hope for Fabinho. Able to take that red in beside the black. Just didn't get in position for the yellows. That's his frame ball. My apology. Does have the frame at his mercy. That's 37 difference, and there's 27 on the table. We're all waking up a little bit on the table and in the commentary box. There is a ruling in the round robin phase. If there's 4 or more snookers required, it is a concession when they're on the colors. Gabriel has one of the snookers that he needs. Sure if it's a free ball. Tough to tell from that vantage point. Obviously in the early round robin stages we don't have referees at the table, so your opponent acts as the referee. Friend of the Brazilians is coming to the table. Looking at an unbiased look there, obviously, with 2 Brazilians and having a Brazilian spectator look. Another player coming down. Seems like the entire country of Brazil is taking a look at this shot. See one of our players coming in. Smart thing there, putting a ball there. Now if that ball can get through, it would be a free ball, or it would not be a free ball. No. They could call tournament director and head referee Kevin Patrick. He is running around the room getting matches started. So Gabriel just waiting for Tom Limor to take his shot. Both players just taking a look at the scoreboard over here. Might be just a little issue with the tablets over there. See here. Friends from Brazil might not be used to this technology with the scoring tablets. Now they're just trying to work out the free ball situation with the tablet. Just trying to garner Kevin Patrick, the tournament director's attention. So looks like they've got everything cleared out. Score stands corrected. 31 points in it, 27. So Gabrielle just needs. One snooker. Looks like he's got. He might have a little bit of that yellow. Can he find the gap between the brown and blue? Rafael Bota is cheering for his friend Gabrielle. Great to see. It's a good hit by Fabiano. Just a little short of pace there. He had the line to get behind the black. As the frame gets longer and longer, some of these balls might be pushed into great snooker ability places. Ahmad is asking about the dress code being relaxed. It has been with the warm temperatures here in Northern California. And they've had a little trouble at the Aryan Snooker Club with the air conditioning. Seems like everything is a go, but unfortunately they didn't have it running through the night to really get a nice, comfortable playing atmosphere. So tournament director Kevin Patrick made the executive decision to relax the code. Hopefully things planning. It seems like Mother Nature is going to comply and the weather's going to cool down as we get into the championship weekend. And you should see full dress. Great long yellow. So Gabrielle trailing by 33, and there's 25 on the table. Didn't get a good flick on that brown. This green should be good for Fabino for the first frame. And that's a concession there by Gabrielle. So Fabino takes this first frame by a score line of 72 to 36, and we'll step aside and be right back with frame two. back. Gabrielle breaking off to get frame 2 going. Definitely like to get this frame victorious for him. Always important to get that first frame on the board. Feel like you're in the match. Fabino's a tough customer. Just noticing Gabrielle doesn't have a solid straight run through of the cue when he hits the cue ball. It's a little swervy. You want to draw that cue back on a line and deliver it in a straight line where they're hitting top, bottom, left or right side or center ball. As you can see with Fabino, doesn't really swerve a lot when that cue tip is coming towards the cue ball. Ooh, that was a tough black. Fabino not able to convert. Let's just take a look at when that cue goes through the cue ball for Gabrielle. Seems to make it work. Certainly worked for the great Alex Higgins. He was bopping and weaving and twitching and twerking all the time on a shot. But definitely not the preferred technique. Both Gabrielle and Tom Lamore at a stalemate there. Tom allowing Gabrielle to take his shot. Hopped around there with some disappointment. Well, that's a very tricky plant there. I think Moore would elect to take the red into the left middle. Was tricky, but I think it was the easier of the shots. As you see, that distance between the two reds on that plant made it so much more difficult. Fabino has a thin cut with this red. Black is just sitting nicely over the top right corner. Fabino elected for the longer red into the top left. Felt that was a little bit more difficult. A little tactical exchange here as that black is covering up the top right, and you might see a lot of reds pushed towards that side of the table. Looking good for Gabrielle. Knock that black out. So that pocket is open. And we might see a little bit more aggressive play. These Brazilians do like to get into it sooner than later. Ran a little too much. As you can see, those reds are covering that red near the top right corner. Tricky red into the right middle. So if he misses, he could be given an opportunity to Fabino, so electing to play safe and avoiding the green pocket with his cue ball. Nicely struck. Nice red there by Fabino. It's thin black. And he hit it too thin. Now that black has gone back to cover up that pocket. It's a tough game with 6 pockets. Even more tough when it is blocked by a color ball. Now you only have 5 pockets to put a red in. But Gabrielle does have this red. The top left. Need to use the rest. Well, it needs to run some more. No. It's thin, but it's not the most difficult shot in the world, and does. Just coming to take a look and see if that blue passes the pink. Not sure if he can get on the black here. To get that black away and open up the pocket. But I don't mind the pink there. Sabino's going to just in case he runs out of position on a colored, he does have the saving grace of the black just in the jaws of that pocket. Seems like some conversation going. This gentleman is a friend of both players and helping out responding. I'm wondering if they're just wanting him to stand down. Sure, the tournament director and head referee Kevin Patrick would love to train new refs, so maybe I'll introduce this gentleman to Kevin at the conclusion. Maybe he can don the white gloves and cut his teeth. This is good stuff by Fabino. Good discipline there. Obviously, the blacks were 7 points. Sometimes you want to take that as best you might, but rolling in on that pink, he's got the red, the bottom of the 3 to keep the break going. Good angle. That's the bottom of the 2 reds now. We'll go into the opposite corner. Textbook break building here by Fabino. It's got the half century. I'm looking to build more. We're in store for the first century of the open side of the Pan American Snooker Championships. Potential 110 on for Fabino. Great shot there. Just drew that red nicely back to kick out that red. Can't get the brown, but a great 74 break for Fabino to take this second frame. 76-7. We'll step aside and come back for frame 3. Can Gabriel get his first and make it a match? Only time will tell. We'll see you soon. Usually these are best of 5 matches, but obviously with this group that only has 3 competitors, they are best of 7. So Fabino has to take this third frame. Can't win outright without a break. Obviously the best of 5s, there can be 3-0 whitewashes without a break. A bit too far for the black. Just pushed it along that cushion. That's really tough. I'm not surprised he's taking it, obviously, with a 2-0 advantage in the match. It's a thin, thin cut. Oh, watch out for that white. Oh, he's fortunate. Wow, it's getting dangerously close to the top left. Tough shot here. The thin black, just tough to hold for a red. Might be going up and down table here. Outstanding shot there. Just put him nicely onto this red. Oh, but he can't convert. Can you believe it? But down table here. Just taking a look at that last black. Fabino had to go all around the world. He just popped up beautifully. And just convert on that red. Might have done well just to walk around the table another time just to calm down the adrenaline. So let's see how Gabriel can respond to that mistake. And Gabriel just having a little bit of trouble. He's not driving that cue straight through the cue ball. Just seems a little erratic. He's able to make it work for him sometimes, but it has caught up with him a bit. There's some shots that he has missed that you would think he gets out 9 times out of 10. Tournament pressure is huge. It's one thing playing a friendly with your mates in the club. Another thing when you're at a prestigious Pan American Snooker Championship. When players are playing for a 2-year pro card. All these players' lifelong ambition when they picked up a cue. Be a professional. Can run through, and he's got that open red just off the pack. Blue gives him the advantage in the frame, 19-16. He's got a good angle on this blue to open things up. So I don't really see any red that's open for him to pot, to any pocket. Gabriel just missed the split there. Gabriel breaks down on a 24 break. This third frame, best of 7, round robin match. There's a chance for that long red, the right side of the table. Fabino not really risking too much. Almost got the upside down snooker there, whereas obviously the red ball's not obstructing the view for object ball, but queuing over top of it makes it quite difficult. It is still a little of annoyance for Gabriel, having that brown in his sight line. It's another thing you just have to worry about. Beautiful red, just slams solid into that red and deaden the pace. And with a pathway for the blue. This could be trouble for Gabriel. Just a sight to see when Fabino gets into it. It's just poetry in motion. Tricky black. Had to hit it with pace to get him back down to the end of the table, so it breaks down a little on that 20 break for Fabino, but does have an 11-point advantage in this third frame. Frustration for Gabriel. He knows the great ability that Fabino has. You don't want to just gift him chances. Fair and square, if a player beats you just by better ability, it's all right. It's an easier pill to swallow. But when you get careless mistakes and just leaving your opponent with a relatively easy starter. Most of the time, they do well to put together a good break. That's great pace there by Fabino. Wow. That red just disappeared faster than it came up on the table. Dangerous with all that pace. Fabino just waiting for Gabriel to respot that pink. Obviously, if he was to shoot, it would be a foul. 24 points in it, or 30 in it. Pink was tabulated, 27 on, so Gabriel does need a snooker, just one, and looks like he's got it here. Look at this out, look at this out. Oh, what a shot. It's always nice when you're if you're in a snooker to come back and put your opponent in a snooker, especially when they do need snookers. Gabriel does need a snooker, just one. Looks like he's got it here. Just take a look at this snooker by Fabino. He's in a snooker, but he hit enough pace and just gingerly rubs right against that green. Nice retort there. As Gabriel's got Fabino in a bit of trouble. Fabino almost put that yellow in the bottom of the left bag. He's got all the tools in the shop. Looks like Gabriel will try and get behind the brown here. Shoot the green down to the top end of the table. Come off the bulk cushion with his cue ball. He's going to try and just cut the brown in. Come back to him table, try and maybe snooker Fabino with the blue. This was a tough shot here. Time is running out. There's not many balls on the table. Valiant effort there by Gabriel, trying to get nudged up to that black. So 21 points and 18 on the table. Bino has no trouble just kind of putting that blue ball in the jaws, maybe forcing Gabriel to pocket it. There's a great blue there by Fabino, and that leads to a concession. So he's got a commanding lead in this match. Leads 3 frames to nothing. We're going to step aside for about a 10-minute break and be right back to see if Gabriel can mount the comeback or Fabino performs a whitewash. So stay tuned, everybody. This is your cue to get a nice cold drink, and we'll see you back here at the 2025 Pan American Open Snooker Championships.
sênior foram 3.
Ah, esse cara é meu amigo. Já olhei aqui. Bem direitinho, né? Sem falar exatamente. Já jogou lá, treinou com a gente lá na Inglaterra já.
Só.
Ele parou lá?
3 partidas. Melhor de 7.
Que bom.
3-0. O que você acha, né? Melhor de 7.
Santo é campeão. E o Ana Churros? Ah, ele falou que ele tem problema. Ele falou que tem problema. Cara, chama, né?
52 já, Rodrigo. Atenção. 10.
Tá
Boa
voando.
bola.
Tá
Tacada foi
voando.
bonita.
Aí, ó, se é você não tranca assim, ó.
Tacada foi bonita. Tô 3 embaixo.
Eu tô enchendo o saco dele.
Vamos lá.
Pô, você tava lá conversando, o montar lá, tava brigando.
Quem é, porra?
Não é o velhinho, né?
Ah, porra. Por quê?
É porque, meu amigo, ele deve ter 200 anos. A roupa é maior do que ele. Ele vai não vai mesmo. Aí,
É o Didi.
aí eu falei assim, ó. Aí eu. Dá uma calhada, qualquer camisa, tênis,
É,
sapato.
porque ele tá jogando tênis.
Então, aí ele falou que o Pedro tem licença médica. Que história. Aí o outro lá, não sei o que, falou, não, também tem licença médica. Eu falei, cadê? Deixa eu ver. Não, não precisa ver.
Ele é foda.
Aí eu tô usando camisa do chão, pra mim, bom.
É, bicho.
Aí eu falei assim, aí cheguei na PDX, tá tudo liberado. Aí, não, não tá. Aí o Ed não vale uma cocada, né?
Sim.
Eu posso me insanar. O resto é um dia morando jogar. Bora, família. Morreu? O seu adversário?
Bora.
O Gabriel, cara. O que aconteceu? Parou?
É, 3-0. Deu uns 10 minutos lá. Melhor de 7. Melhor de 7. Só tem 3, acho.
Ah, tem que ter 10 minutos e...
Você conhece o Mike Collar? Igor. Conhece o Mike Collar?
Mike?
Collar. Conhece?
Só se for com foto, ele não... Aquele menino já treinou lá na Inglaterra.
Esse cara é cara.
Mas ele é só é mais ou menos. Aquele que tá jogando saquinho lá tava direitinho. O Loyola
And welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that little break. We're back with our featured TV match of day one of the 2025 Pan American Open Snooker Championship. Excuse me. So Gabriel Andre has a big hill to climb here, trailing 3-0 to Fabiano. So see, Fabiano wants to get this done and dusted. Doesn't want to give his opponent any sniff of a comeback. Definitely don't go too far away from the stream, because at the conclusion of this match, our next match will be Abdul Razik. Abdul is the owner-operator here at the Aryan Snooker Club in Sacramento, California. Abdul's doing fantastic work, so he will be doing battle against his opponent Ahmed Aryan. So that looks like a fun match after this one. It has been tough for Abdul, obviously. Didn't know Mother Nature was going to give Northern California a little bit of a heat wave. We pride ourselves on a good dress code in snooker. As you can see, these two gentlemen have a little bit of relaxed, but tournament director Kevin Patrick has allowed it just because it's been in the triple digits, over 100 degrees here in Sacramento, and the air conditioning has been a little bit on the fritz. And you've got to feel as well for the organizers. Jaya Prathaker and Amit Seth both came a couple weeks ago, did a little tech survey of the room. And everything was working fine, but obviously Murphy's Law, when it rains, it certainly pours. Great question, Rafael Bota is asking about, are these games best of 5 or best of 7? All the round robin matches are best of 5. Now, the little hiccup in it is a gentleman has pulled out of this group that Fabiano and Gabriel are in. So the tournament director, Kevin Patrick, has stated that those now will be best of 7 matches, as things can come down to frame differential if there needs to be tiebreakers. So that's what they've done. You know, obviously some players might have to withdraw certain reasons, but just being a no-show is not going to put you in the good books of tournament organizers. I think, you know, for the early years that I was involved in the game, obviously struggling just to get people in, but we're now getting people in, getting people hungry to play, and there was a waiting list as well. So penalties will come to people that are no-shows. So Fabiano is in. A little unfortunate he's on the wrong side of the blue here. He can gently roll in, play a little stun and be on the red to the top right. Unfortunately, the black's really tied up with those cherries around it. As you can see from that vantage point, red or pink does go into the left middle.
Yes, we got open tables.
Oh, you know, it's amazing. In the U.S. Nationals, and the Canadian nationals. We saw a shot like that where a player hit his object ball and it popped up on a rail and rolled down and dropped into a pocket. Completely legal shot, but unfortunately that red rolled off the table and it's a foul of 4 points. That's both players having a chuckle about it. One of those rare occurrences. But certainly we've seen it all and we're about to see a lot more in this great championship. Oh, this is a real messy place to be. Oh, what a hit. Oh, almost got the pocket there. Definitely where his cue ball ended up, just swelled up with all those reds around. But a nice angle, almost clipped that blue in some shot.
I told the thought, right? Oh. I don't think my opponent will be here before that.
We should be. We're already finished some tables now. We're going right on as soon as they come.
Oh, it's a thin cut on that black. Dangerous. Looks like he's going to take the pink into the top right. And we are on the PAPSA YouTube channel. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications. So definitely when we conclude matches, we shut down the stream and then we get it going a few minutes before our next featured match. So you'll get notifications when we go back live. Don't want you to miss a pot or a snooker in this great championship. Maybe 21 points available here easily. He's got his red's open. Pink is on its spot. One red just to the left of the black. Fabino is such a ferocious potter that sometimes I have a tough time catching my breath. He was last year's senior side champion. Didn't get that crown. That was Igor Figueiredo that won that yesterday. But Fabino would love to get his hands on that 2-year card. He started out quite impressively here. That black and was his frame ball. Gabrielle is going to be coming back to the table. All systems go there. Gabrielle coming to take a look. Maybe you can get behind the brown here. Valiant effort. Mindful of the green. Slowly but surely a comeback can happen. Does have to worry, obviously, if he gets to the colors and it's 4 or more snookers required, it will be an automatic concession. I think there's going to be handshakes. And there it is, 2 Brazilian battles. Good friends there. But there had to be one winner, and Fabiano Lucen takes that 4 frames to 0. An impressive first match for the Brazilian. But we're going to step aside for a few moments. So remember to come back and see us. Hit that like and subscribe button so you'll know when we come back live. Our featured match next will be the owner and operator of the Aryan Snooker Club, Abdul Razik, taking Ahmed Aryan. Should be a fun matchup. And we'll see you when that starts in a few moments' time. Take care, everyone.